Welcome to Dentside Depot. Today I'm going to tell you the story that I never thought I would tell. It's a story of a father, a son, a kind act of buying a truck for a young man, and the tragic loss of a father. Hope you stick around. Enjoy this episode of Dentside Depot. So this is going to be a story I never thought I would tell, but for whatever reason I felt like it was time. I'm going to be going over a lot of things, my Ford truck story. At the end, we have a little surprise, releasing a document I've never seen before, so I'm excited for the ending myself. But this story starts out in 1996. My father picked me up at the end of the school week and said, "I have a surprise for you today." No idea what it was. We're actually going to where it all started right now in my truck today. We get there, we pull up, and there is a blue 1979 F150 trailer special full-size pickup truck sitting on the grass. I had no idea what the surprise still was, and he says, "I want to buy you this truck and I want to fix it up with you so we can spend time together." And of course, he'd already knew that I love trucks, and I was ecstatic, and we got it. So we called the guy that had it for sale, and I think it was $1,500 back in '96. Picked it up and started the restoration on it. In the late 1990s, I was in middle school, and my dad didn't know anything about trucks. He was a carpenter, master carpenter, and me just being a kid, I didn't know anything at all. But we figured it out together. We took the bed off, cut the frame down with a wire wheel, got it all nice and painted, redid the shocks, redid the interior a little bit. Neither of us knew how to replace an engine, so we took it to an old Texaco station, replaced the 6-cylinder in it with a 302, got the transmission serviced, got everything done, got it back to the property, and then sent it out for paint. We got it painted dark blue metallic, beautiful truck, silver wheels. That's really all there is to it with the truck itself. Where the story gets interesting is it's how it changed the trajectory of my entire life. Little did I know that that day would change me forever and make me fall in love with not only classic Ford trucks, but really all classic cars in particular. Because of that experience with my father, I eventually got into the automotive trade, going to the tech school when I was in high school, and then, believe it or not, starting a career with General Motors, not with Ford. And I worked for GM for almost 20 years, either full-time or part-time. What my dad did with me when I was a young kid was really only two things. We worked on Ford trucks, and he took me to various military museums, USS Battleship New Jersey, or whatever. It was really no surprise that later in my life I ended up doing two things: restoring classic trucks, working in the automotive industry, and then later joining the military, which I still serve today in the United States Marine Corps Reserves. The one thing that a lot of people don't know about me, given my dad was a carpenter, today in 2024 I'm also a middle school woodshop teacher, and that's really what I do with the majority of my time, besides running my shop, where I restore old Ford trucks. It was that one simple act that my dad did for me that day, and really throughout all of my childhood, that changed me forever. Where we're going to be going here shortly is we're going to be pulling up here in Bucks County to the exact spot where that truck was purchased that day about 26 years ago at this point. So we're about to hit it right now. Alright, so we are pulling up to the location here. Here we are. Right here on Jacksonville Road and Industrial Boulevard in Bucks County. It was right here where the truck was sitting for sale. One of those old-fashioned for sale signs on the front. Alright, before we get out, just so you know the truck. Here it is right there. That's a picture of me working on it in 1996. You can see I had no idea how to do body work back then. We filled it in with Bondo. That's another story for another day. Let's get out, let's talk about it. All right, so here we are. Where my life changed forever. I haven't walked on this grass in probably 26, 27 years. But this is it. The truck was sitting right here. In 2011, I lost my father. All I really have left of them is the trucks. There's not much else to say. Time that you have with your family is well spent, because at some point it's probably going to be all you have. So with that being said, let's get back in the truck and let's open up that envelope and see what we got. Alright, so what I have in this envelope here is something called the Marty Report. Marty Auto Works out of Arizona can provide reports for your Ford truck. And for whatever reason, I get Marty reports on all my trucks, but I've never gotten one on my dad's truck. And there's not much left of it. This is one of the only things I have left. It all got rusted out. So I have no idea where the truck was sold new. I don't really know for sure the options that it had. I'm thinking that the Marty report's going to say that it was dark blue, Philadelphia DSO, 6-cylinder. I'm hoping that it has white tape stripes, but air conditioning, I really don't know all these things for sure. So let's pull this out of the envelope here, and let's see. My wife printed it out for me and put it in the envelope. So I legitimately have not seen it yet, and we're going to see it here for the first time. Here, I'll take the camera. All right, so here we go. So no surprise, F-150 302. I thought it was going to be a 6-cylinder truck, so that's a little bit of a surprise to me. Dark blue metallic, C6 automatic, 325 track lock rear, which is really good. Also having tilt steering, also a really good option. Look at that. White tape stripes, just like in the picture. That's pretty neat. Tilt wheel, trailer special, handling package, which would be the bigger sway bars. AM FM stereo radio, I was not expecting that. Air conditioning, of course. Tinted glass. Had a lot of options here. The aluminum wheels and Ranger XLT and the rocker panel molding. So that's a very well optioned truck for an F-150. Interesting, it was sold in Quakertown at Quakertown Auto Sales Company Incorporated. Had no idea about that. It was bucked in June of '79 and actually built in June of '79. And wow, only 897 with this paint code and 320 with the paint and trim options. So that's a really nicely optioned truck, and whoever ordered it probably planned on doing some decent towing with it. Probably towing around town would be my guess. But that's a really nice title overall on my dad's pickup truck, my first Dentside that I've ever bought. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Dentside Depot. I never thought I would tell this story, but I felt like it was time. I appreciate everyone who watches my channel, and with that being said, see you in the next episode.